Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Willie Jolley and my bride.
Hi, this is Dee Taylor-Jolley.
And we are the Jolleys with Happily Married Mondays with the Jolleys here on Facebook Live. And I want to thank you and welcome you all to be part of our community. We are, if you don't know, the authors of the book, Make Love,
Make Money,
Make It Last. 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. And we have been married for going on 35 years.
I was a pup.
Okay, yeah, right. Anyway, and we've been married for going on 35 years. Haven't had an argument in over 33 years. That doesn't mean we agree about everything. No, by a long shot, doesn't mean we agree
But
about
we
it.
worked out how we would disagree without being disagreeable.
Well, we learned how to have some principles that work. Methods are many, principles are few.
Methods may change.
But principles never do. So you got to get a clear-cut set of principles that you can rely on to help you when you're going through the tough moments in your marriage. And let me tell you, everybody's going to have a tough moment or many tough moments during
So you need
marriage.
principles when the emotions override everything else.
That's
you
right.
need to come back.
To principles.
To principles.
We're principles. And, you know, principles work. If I throw a rock up, the principle of gravity means it's going to come down every single solitary time. And principles are like gravity. It will happen consistently because it is tried and true. So we want you to get principles. That's why we wrote the book. And we got 10 principles to help you succeed in your marriage. And I want to give a shout out to our friend Corey Mosley and Ziamara, who we're going to be with them in Richmond this week speaking. By the way, if you're in the Richmond area, reach out to us and let us know. We might come and do something at your church or your network marketing group or something, because we're going to be in Richmond. Anyway, Corey and Ziamara read the book. They both got a copy, and they read the individual copies. At the end of each chapter, they made notes about what they learned in that
Because there
chapter.
are questions at the end of each chapter.
Yeah, they're learning
They
lessons.
answer questions.
They're learning points and questions. And they've been married for 15 years? Oh, probably 16 now. And they came up to D.C. and we connected. And they said, when we finished to close the book, we both sat there and cried because we realized we had learned so much about each other that we didn't know, and our marriage had been strengthened. If you want your marriage to be strengthened, you want more from your marriage, get the book, go to jollymarriage.com, get 2 copies, and then get the whole package. There's a package, there's an audio book you can play in the car. There are the 2 CDs from our seminar and our workbook, which Dee has. Now, we're going to talk about March Madness, or madness in general.
Married in March, Willie Jolley. Married in March. That was the question.
I know, but
Who
I like
got
March.
married in March? Did you
All
get
the,
married
all
in
the
March?
guys are feeling me about March Madness because that's something we all talk about.
That's a sports thing.
Yeah, March Madness.
So y'all all mad? Is that
no.
is that
March
the deal?
Madness is where you cannot predict. It's like the tournament in football or basketball where you're trying to predict who will end up at
Are you
the
making
end.
any money with these?
Well,
predictions?
some people do.
Oh,
I
some
don't,
people.
because I don't
You
gamble.
don't gamble. Okay,
I don't
okay.
gamble. I need every penny I got, and so I don't gamble. But March Madness is they have somebody who might be expected to be the winner of the tournament. They've won all the games throughout the season, and they get upset. And it creates madness because what you didn't expect happened. And that can happen in marriage. That's where I was going.
Oh, you're so smart.
That was well, I know.
Okay.
I got you to say
Okay,
yes.
what's our topic?
Oh, let me
today?
take a moment there. I got her to say yes when she kept saying no,
We're
no,
not- we're
no,
not-
no,
we're not
no,
going down that
no.
path,
But I
sweetheart.
was willing to
Our
get some
focus
madness and get her to say yes.
Our focus is on disagreeing without being disagreeable.
Yeah.
And it goes along with our specific topic today,
All
which
right.
is your marriage or your politics.
Ooh,
How about that?
We got a letter. We got
your
a letter.
marriage or your politics?
Got a letter. Got a letter. Got a letter.
It's a question. It's a hot button question.
All right, we're gonna do that first or later. The hot button question.
The hot button question, which leads into the rest of it.
Oh,
sweetie.
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So it's we didn't do married in March. You didn't finish that.
Oh, well.
So if you're married in March, why'd you get married in March? And what special thing did you do for your married in March wedding? Send us an email.
I want to add one more. And what are you going to do to celebrate your marriage in March this year that's different, unique, and others can be intrigued with? So send us a note about that at info@williejolly.com.
Yes, that we can share.
Yeah, we're info@williejolly.com.
Because it'll help to provide ideas for other people.
Yes, yes.
For what to do on the anniversaries. Our anniversary is coming up.
Yep, that's right.
In June.
That's right.
June 28th. I remember.
You remember this time?
Yeah, I remember. June 28th.
We have a marriage where usually it's said that the husband forgets the anniversary. Not in this marriage. For the first couple years.
I have so much on my plate.
I said, when was our anniversary, sweetie pie? She said, I can't remember. It's June sometime. I knew exactly. I have everything all together. But anyway, we're past that now. It's indelibly etched. Indelibly etched in her memory. Okay, let's talk about this
Your marriage or your politics.
So here's the situation.
I'm going to read it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Is the person on the other side of your bed also on the other side of the political aisle? And how do you handle it?
Wow.
Can you hold different political views from your spouse and remain happily married? Like happily married Mondays with the Jolleys. All right, so here's the hot button question. My wife and I both worked to elect Obama in 2012. One of his laws related to the banking industry, after the situation in 08 and 09, everything crashed, caused her to lose her job. When she finally got a new position, it was in the banking field, but with a Trump-favoring culture. Now, there's a Trump sign in our front yard, and I'm mad. We're not speaking.
Wow.
Help.
Wow. And one of the things this husband said was that he sought advice from a lot of different people about this. And one of the people was someone who was well-known giving relationship advice, who said, get a divorce. Told him to recommend you get a divorce because this ain't going to work.
Maybe he wasn't serious.
I don't know if he was serious or not, but that was the comment that he said in this letter that the person told. I can't tell whether it was, he just said the person told him to get a divorce because this was not going to work. Well, first of all, we want to say, no, we don't agree with that. Well, that answer is not one we agree with, because what we tell people in our marriages, we don't agree on everything. We got a lot of stuff we don't agree on, but we've got the principles, the systems that we've established that help us to disagree without being disagreeable, and we're not going to divorce, because as I told you, we in this for life. When I told her, when you got married, this is it. Now,
so I have to die.
The only way to get out of this is die.
Okay.
You die, you good to go. All right, so look, we want to say to everybody, lottie-dottie and everybody, that you are going to have moments, situations, circumstances, and issues that you don't agree about. Now, how do you handle this? Well, first thing we recommend you do is that you take a moment to listen. Dial it back.
I was going to say that. So
Yeah.
you have to dial it. Everybody can't be talking at the same time.
Like a
So
volume
calm down.
on a hi-fi. We used to have hi-fis. They don't have those anymore. But we used to have a hi-fi. It had a big button, and you would turn the volume up or turn it down. The volume down. You turn the tuning up or tuning down. It was a big button. You turn the volume down. Dial it back. Dial it back. When you're getting tense, when you're getting some anxiety, you're getting intense. One person maybe hollering, screaming, or whatever. You got to dial it back. You got to dial it back and say, okay, let's talk about it. And let's listen, and let's agree to listen to each other's perspective. That doesn't mean you're going to Agreed. 'Cause I believe a person convinced against their will is pretty much in the same opinion still.
But I think the key is you have to at least acknowledge your spouse's position,
Yeah.
which means you have to dial it back, be quiet. That's one of the things that we talk about in our workbook. You have to be quiet so that you can listen.
Right.
But you're not shutting up just so you can start talking when they stop.
Okay.
You're actually being quiet so you can listen and understand what the issues are. In terms of politics, it can be so broad brush that some authorities, and I have one, like the American Enterprise Institute, and they've done some recent studies that say the politics now is really seriously a hot button issue, not just with married couples, but sometimes it interferes with relationships in general. And they talk about percentages of people, like they're 15% of potential couples who will say, I don't even think I'm going to date somebody who is of the opposite political opinion from me.
Wow. Wow, we got our interns here, and they are all shaking their head. Would you date somebody who was of the opposite opinion than you?
Political?
No.
You would not?
None of them. None of them. How about you? Would you, if you, you might, if you're single, because some people see who are jumping on are single, would you date somebody who is of the opposite opinion than you? Give us a quick meme about that.
So we're now really focused on.
Oh, by the way, by the way, please do us a favor, everybody, while I'm thinking about it. While you're watching, share this. Say, hey, tell my network you need to be jumping on right now with the Jolleys from Happily Married Monday, because they're on and they're talking about political differences in a family. So do that right now, but you can give your thoughts on that. But
you know what's also interesting? Your views can change, like with the couple with the hot button.
Okay.
Their views changed. They were on the same page. They were very fervent in their support, but because of a particular situation, the views of the other changed. And that's partly an emotional thing too.
It is partly an emotional thing. And then what happens then, there was this gentleman said he was mad because she put a sign in her yard, a Trump sign in his yard. And he said, I'm mad. And he took it out. She put it back in. What do you do now? Ooh.
They definitely have to dial it back. And
Here's
something that else I would say. I would question the mutual respect that they have for each other.
That's exactly right. So let's talk about us, okay?
Okay, let's talk about us.
Okay, we people who know me know that I'm not political on my radio shows. I'm not political on. I see you. Thank y'all. We got great interns who come to be with us from Howard University, and they're staying late this evening. But they got to get back to the campus so that they can do their homework. But we want to thank them for staying up late with us this evening. So we people know that if you ever listen to my Sirius XM show, you never hear me talk about politics. If you listen to my daily show on Get Up Morning with Erica Campbell, you never hear me talk about politics, because my show is focused on self-help, self-development, growing your success. So there are a lot of people who come to our house or come to our events and want me to endorse one local candidate over the other. I tell them I don't do it. I just don't do it, because I am focused on helping everybody to achieve greater success, to win more, and have greater wealth. Now, my wife, though, sometimes she will say to a candidate this, that.
Put that yard sign in my yard.
Yeah, put it in.
But it doesn't bother him. If it were upsetting to him.
Now, that's the thing I want. If I said to you, I don't like that person's politics, or I don't agree with that person's
then
politics,
I would not, because I tend to be more politically involved than you.
Yes.
At one time, I was the advisory neighborhood commissioner for 2,000 people. That's the designation of an area. 2,000 people.
She was an elected official. Okay, she was an
no money.
But she was an elected official.
Everybody calling you about everything, every problem.
But in D.C., you've got the mayor, you've got the city council chair, then you got the city council, then you got the A&C commissioners. They're right under the she's
So
on the next level.
I was an ANC person.
She was the ANC
So I'm
commissioner.
a little more involved because at that time also I didn't travel with you
Not as much.
And so I needed to know what was going on in my community so I could influence it.
Right.
And if there is a problem, not who's going to do something, then I need to step up to the plate.
Right.
So that is why I am more involved. And so I believe the yard signs, all of them, unless it's something just so outrageous, because people need to know what's going on. And sometimes because we're like on a main thoroughfare, just seeing the signs, at least it's, oh, there's an election coming up. Oh, I didn't know that person was running. You know, information, knowledge is very powerful.
Now, I have seen people have opposing signs of the two candidates in their yard.
So the goal is to vote for somebody.
Right.
Exercise your right to vote.
That's right. So, okay. So let's say you disagree about this political thing. What do we recommend you doing? And what do we say from our perspective? Right in the book. Again, methods a minute, principles few, method may change, but principles never do.
First thing is stop talking.
Well, stop arguing. You got to talk. You got to talk to each other, but not argue. That's what I meant.
When you say first, you said dial it back.
Yeah, we got to.
So
But I see what you say. Dial talking over each other, or
yes.
All right. So dial it back. Take a breath and have a conversation that's at least civil and at least respectful. I think that's the word you use. You know, you got to respect each other. Look, marriage is going to be time when you have differences, but you respect each other. Every single solitary couple we've interviewed who have had 40, 50, and 60 and 70-year marriages, and they are happily married. That's what we say, happily. They respect.
Happily married Mondays.
And that's what we say, happily married. Because some people come up to us who've been married 40, 50 years and say, I've been married, one lady, well, not a lot, but that lady was married since 45 years and I've been miserable for 45 years. She said, because he does not treat me well. Well, you know what? We say to people that you must be respectful if you're going to have a happily married situation. Now, once you are respectful and you listen to each other, so we go back to those 4 F's. Be friendly in your different disagreements or difficult conversations. Be frank. This is how that made me feel. You're putting out the sign without talking to me about it.
But I wouldn't do that. I would not
but
put
I'm
out
saying,
the yard sign.
but that's what the person, you put that out.
Because I respect you. This is who we're working with. These are the candidates, and I want to put yard signs out because I believe that people should know what is going on. They don't all have to agree with me, but democracy says information will help you make wise choices. So you need to know what's going on.
Be friendly, be frank. This is how it made me feel when you did that without at least talking to me about it. Be fair. That's when listening comes in. Each one listening to the other's opinion. Why?
But you're listening to understand.
Yes.
Not so that you can say but and jump in.
So Stephen Covey, I had the honor of being on tour with him, and not really a tour, doing events with him, because we did them all at the
real estate stuff internationally.
We did them in Sydney, Australia, but we did different audiences each day for the 3 days we were there. But Stephen Covey, in his landmark books, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, says seek first to understand, then to be understood. First, to understand what the other person is saying. Seek first to understand what they're saying. Then for you to be understood by them. So that's a powerful tool there, that we would talk to each other, we would respect each other, and we would not argue and talk over each other, but we'd say, okay, tell me why you think that way. Now, again, you might not change their opinion. You might not get their opinion. People, when they get into politics, they have an opinion for a number of myriad of reasons.
Can we introduce the name of 2 people who are public figures
who
did that successfully and made a lot of money doing it?
Yes. Go ahead.
It's Mary Matlin and James Carville.
Yep.
And Mary Matlin was the Republican.
Yep.
And James Carville was the Democrat.
Yep.
And they were on, let's see, what does my research say? They were on CNN for a while. He was a Democratic strategist. and she was a staunch defender of the Republican policies. And that kind of ended right before the last election.
And they were co-hosts of Crossfire, weren't they?
They were co-hosts of Crossfire. Completely different views. And they were on the Situation Room. Isn't the Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer?
Blitzer.
And that was also on CNN. But they made their living by having opposing political views.
Right. And they made a very good living doing it, and people knew them. And they had a child together. And so they were able to live in the same house and be respectful. Now, what we're saying to you is this, that you don't always have to agree. But why did you get married? That's what I wanted to get back to. Why did you get married? And if you got married because you loved that person, you loved being around them, you loved what they were about, then the issues with who they're going to vote for are not as important as the fact that you love that person and love their being.
Okay, that's very important. I like that. You have to remember why you got married.
Why did you get married?
So in the heat of the argument, then that's why you have to stop and be quiet for a moment. Take a deep breath, and you have to consciously say, what's going on here?
Right. I like what you wrote here about,
what did I say?
According to Greg Smalley, Vice President of Marriage and Focus on the Family. I like that. He says...
Okay, the quote is, Dr. Smalley says, differences are good. You will never see eye to eye on everything. Sameness isn't the goal of marriage. Sameness, no. I'm glad you're not like me, because I'm totally anal.
We're
Sameness
completely different.
is not the goal of marriage. The goal is to manage your differences in a healthy way.
That's what we do, and I think that's why I like that quote. Because we handle our differences, I believe, in a very healthy way. We laugh a lot. We don't take it too seriously
because he's a character,
and we remember why we got married. Is this problem more important than our marriage? Is this bigger than our marriage? I don't know. That's not going to happen, because we made a commitment, for richer for poor, better for worse, sickness and health. We would be here to death do us part. And so we made that commitment. We made that vow, and we're going to stand with it. I'm staying with it. I told her, she leave me, I'm coming with her. She leave me for somebody of another political perspective. We're going to be all one big happy family, because I'm coming with you. All right, so look, but that's not going to happen. So what we say to you is this. My man who had this issue, here's what I want you to do. One, I want y'all to say to each other, look, let's dial back to politics. Let's talk about our love for each other. Why did we get married? I loved you. Did you love me? Okay. And what was it that attracted you to? Think back. Get back to the core foundation of your relationship. Then I want you to do this. I want you to say, okay, we don't have to agree on this, but we don't need to be disagreeable. And we have to respect each other. So if it offends me that you're going to put a sign in the yard, you want to vote for that person? Okay, but that sign offends me. Then y'all got to say, okay, let's dial it back. Let's take the sign out. Or you put your sign up, I put my sign up. I mean, that might be a way that you work.
So you have to dial it back, but you have to, what you're saying is, at least you have to have ongoing civilized conversation.
Yeah.
So they're not having that.
No, they're not having that. And I know they ain't having sex. I know y'all not having no sex if you are arguing about this political stuff. That's messing up your love life. Look here. Let me talk to y'all. Let me tell you something right here, right now. Right here, right now. If that was getting involved in the middle of my love life, man, all them candidates gone. All of them. Because nobody treats me like my sweetie pie.
Yes.
All right.
We like being together.
We do. So, look, now, last but not least, all seriousness, what happens if you just can't work it out? And there's some problems. Then you need some marriage counseling. You need, because there's something more to it than just this political thing.
No. It's a symptom of
something
a
bigger.
loss of respect or something else going on.
Communication,
So
something.
when you agree and you just can't work it out, then you need counseling.
Marriage counseling. But divorce cannot be, on my opinion, an option.
So you've kind of gotten beyond, well, if you're like at odds and you can't even be civil and you don't remember your spouse is your support system, your spouse is not your enemy, then you
need counseling. You need counseling.
Yes.
We are not marriage counselors. We are marriage mentors. That's why we say we've been through some of this and some of the things that you are struggling. That's why we want to tell you how to get past the tough moments. So, again.
And politics will pass.
They certainly
this
will.
This whole cycle.
This too shall pass.
We had 12, 15 people on the debate stage with the Democrats, and now we're down to how many?
I don't know, but it's not a lot. They're dropping
kind
out.
of dropping in the last 2 days. Last 3 days, like 2 have dropped
Three.
out. Three have dropped out.
Steyer.
Somebody said, I didn't know he was in the race.
Well, he's Steyer, Buttigieg, and Klobuchar, and so that's in the last 3 days.
They will. I'm just saying they will drop out. Politics make strange bedfellows, and people will come and go.
I like that.
But your marriage.
I'll go back there again.
What did I
Politics makes strange bedfellows. But I want to stay in the bed with my wife.
With me.
With you. If you was the other side of the fence politically, I'd say we're going to leave that out of the bedroom. That is not going to come in the bedroom. That's, we had to make, and that's another tool we've done over the years. We had to set some boundaries because my wife is a workaholic. All right, now
I gotta get some of my nerves with that because I want to bring my computer
to the bedroom and want to talk about.
It gives me a feeling of. I think I've always done that, even as a child. Take my school books and stuff and get in the bed with everything and study until I just kind of fall asleep.
So I said, I work long hours. I love what I do. I'm speaking. I'm on the phone. I'm doing radio. But when I go to my bedroom, I shut off the business.
So I have to work at that because it's not easy for me to do.
That's right. And
so if I get into bed before he does, and I have a book or something,
and you try and have a conversation with me about something of business. Also, I have a day of rest where I rest. I go to church. Sunday is our family day, our church day, family, friends, visiting folks. So sometimes she'll try and she stopped doing it now. Try and bring up a business thing in the middle of a Sunday afternoon.
Well, not as much. But I tell you what, you know what?
And what would I say?
You say, we're not going to talk about it. But rest is really different for different people.
Yes.
Because rest for me on Sunday says, so after we go to church and we eat together and you come and you sit in your chair and you fall asleep and do that, I organize for the next week. You don't do that.
No. I'm resting. I'm relaxing. My
mind is
relaxing.
Organizing. I have to organize my gym clothes.
Well, that's one thing. I understand that, but I'm just talking about work.
Personal. Think through what
your
I have
personal,
to focus on for the next week.
Yeah, for your personal life, I understand that. That's fine. And I do some things for my personal life on Sundays. But I don't go to my office. If you email me on Sunday with a business situation, I'm not responding. My friends all know that. I'm not responding because that's my day with my wife. When our kids were growing up, with the kids, talking to them, spending quality time with them, making sure we had quality time as a family. And so it was important. And that's what we did. And that's what I stay focused on. I do not go in my office on weekends. I mean on Sundays. I work on Saturdays, but not on Sundays. So the only thing I will occasionally do on Sundays, if there's a ball game or something, I can't stand just watching a game for 4 hours.
So he does multitasking.
I will sign books while I'm sitting there. So when people come to my events and want a book, they don't have to stand in line waiting for me to sign. I pre-sign those who are in a hurry. So we give them great customer service. Okay, look, our time is about up. It's been a joy. Hope you got somebody today. Would you share this?
You want to go back and review?
No, we don't have time because our time is up. I hope y'all got it because our time is up. We're going to try and stay on time. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to jollymarriage.com, get 2 copies of the book. In fact, get the package. There's a package. You can get it digitally. If you're overseas, Canada, Australia, Africa, just you can get it and download it and not have to worry about shipping and handling. Or if you're domestic and you want to get the physical collector's edition, you can get the collector's edition.
Or if you want us to come speak for your events. You haven't even
that's
heard
true.
about that.
Yeah, we will come speak for your church event, your marriage event. But go to jollymarriage.com, get 2 copies, get the package, get the audio book, get the seminar on CD, and get the workbook. And we recommend you get 2 workbooks. You get all in the package. You get 2 workbooks, 2 books, audio book, and a CD. All right, so we want to thank you for your time. Show me your workbook. I know you're
It shouldn't be politics or your marriage.
That's
okay?
right. It's not one or the other.
No.
Your marriage is important. Why did you get married? Remember that question. I got married because I love her. That's it.
I love you too.
All right. Hey, folks, we out. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
This is Dee Taylor-Jolley.
Jolly out.
Jolley out.